that number one is dedication. Like, I don't give up very easy. There have been times in running the janitorial company that I just like lay in the shower and cry. And I'm like, this is too hard. And like people will look at me and be like, you know what? You should just quit. Like, and I'm like, no, ew, what do you mean quit? You just let me cry for a minute. I'll be back up in a minute. Just like, I just need a second to unwind here. I'm just super dedicated. I'm dedicated to anything that I care about, whether it be people, friendships, and number one, especially business. Um, I'm super dedicated. I think that's number one. Number two would be consistent. Those are my top two. Anytime someone asks me my top two best qualities, I'm dedicated and consistent. Um, I don't take months off. I can't take months. I'm a workaholic. But like I'm consistent with it. If you see me posting on social media, like my social media posts are consistent. I have a schedule. Um, I am consistent in all things that I do. I don't I don't really take breaks and if things don't work, I just keep pushing through. So dedication, consistency, I'm fun. I think that you have to have fun in whatever you're doing. Like I joke around with my staff all the time. And I don't know if you've ever worked with virtual assistants in the Philippines, but they have a very like quiet, reserved culture, and everyone's like, very proper and everything. And I don't think that they're used to working with a boss like me because I'm like, all right, like, let's get it, like, and I'm just always full of life and excitement for what I'm doing. Um, and I think that that really helps me in business because your motivation's going to run out.
Mm.
You're gonna be motivated. You're gonna hear some speech someone gives, and you're gonna be like, yes, I'm gonna take over the world. I'm gonna be a millionaire in a week. But then a week comes and goes, and you're not a millionaire, and you're like, yeah, I don't know. And so dedication and consistency is what's there whenever that motivation runs out. And then you have to have fun. You have to be excited about what you're doing because that overflows to other people. How do you expect someone want to buy something from you if you're not even excited about it? It's like that man that's selling that Flex Seal stuff on infomercials.
Yeah.
I watched a behind the scenes uh TikTok or something about it the other day, and it shows like where he cuts this boat with a chainsaw, and then he uses the Flex Seal paste to fill the hole. And it actually works, like behind the scenes. It actually wasn't just like movie magic. It actually works. And he was so excited. He's like, I told you guys it would work. I told you guys it would work. And I think that that's the kind of excitement. It's not always going to be like that, but I try to be very excitable about my business. So that's three. Number four would be probably customer service. I genuinely care about people, and I care what people think about me. This whole new phase or craze of people who are like, who cares what other people think about you? It applies to a lot of things like your marriage and your how you raise your kids or whatever. But when it comes to business, you have to care what people think about you.
Mm.
These are your customers.
Yeah.
Like, why would anyone give you their money in exchange for your product? If you're not putting out a good customer service experience. It's like Amazon, like if you buy something from them and you don't like it, they got like they will give you your money back, they will send you a new one, they will do whatever it is to fix it and then figure it out on the back end. And that's kind of how I run my businesses. I want the customer to be happy, and whatever wave that creates on the back end, we can deal with that internally. And then I'm trying to think I got one more, right?
Yeah.
Um, I already said fun. Can I have double
That's all right.
fun?
You don't have anything else. There's a lot
Yeah,
of
you put me on the spot.
I'm not.
I guess I would say I'm innovative.
Okay.
Innovative. For instance, when I was running the janitorial company, I had to find ways to make it easier on me because I was working so many hours that I couldn't really So I took everything that I learned about online businesses and automation and virtual assistants and all these things that people were teaching about online businesses, and then I applied them to my janitorial company where other people in that industry are doing the same thing for the last 40 years. I was being innovative. And so I'm always looking for new ideas that other people who have been successful are doing and how I can incorporate those into my business with my own flair. And if I
That,
could add one more thing, it's just to be authentic, just to be yourself. Like if you watch my social media, like I'm blasting my rap music and I'm, like driving down the road, just being me, making fun of my kids. Like I never pretend. I'm telling people about the hard times in business and what I go through. And I cry all the time, happy tears, sad tears, whatever, but I'm just authentic. Quit trying to be these other people. You're not them. Your recipe for success is, it might have some of the same ingredients as theirs, but it's a completely different formula, and you just have to be authentic. People are drawn to authentic people. And I think that that's one thing that's really helped me in business, is just being myself, being loud and crazy and big. Like when I walk into a room, like my energy is big, and like the people who don't like me, they go that way and they're like, oh, here she comes. But the people who know me and love me, they know I'm authentic, and I never get questioned whether or not I'm just being me. And I think that that's been a huge part in being successful in business.
that was really great, and I could definitely say that it's like you're very consistent being who you are. You know, all the articles that I've read, the video I've seen, is all the same. And I feel like that's something a lot of successful entrepreneurs, they have. No matter where you see them, you're still gonna get that same energy. You're gonna hear that
Yeah.
same story. Like everything is so consistent. It's like,
Yeah.
and I feel like
You
that's what
can't
makes
fake the funk for long. You're gonna trip up eventually, and someone's gonna be like, oh, here she comes. Here's the real Brittany. But no, it's just me.
like you're right. You're 100% right. And it reminds me of a quote my mom always tells me all the time. A lie can go for years. You can live this life for a year, but one day the truth's gonna come out. You don't know when, you don't know how, and it's gonna come out. And I feel like, just going back to what you mentioned with a lot of entrepreneurs or influencers who scams people, and they think they can get away with it. Eventually it's gonna catch up to you where people are gonna realize and name you as that scam artist or that.
Yeah, and then you're labeled for life. You have to literally change your name.
Yeah.
Because one hashtag of your name and everything that everyone's ever said about you is going to come up. You can't you can't hide from it now. Like maybe back in the day, like in the olden times, you could go from city to city scamming people and do that. But now, the internet is going to follow you in whatever that you do, and you'll never be able to get that reputation back. It just never happens. And so everyone's always going to be like questioning, should I give my money to this person? Am I, ever going to see my money again? And I don't ever want anyone to think about me like that. I would rather just give them their money back and be like, no.